Wait until you hear this, because what happened inside that luxury banquet hall left everyone in complete shock. The event was grand, hosted at one of the most expensive hotels in Dubai. Chandeliers sparkled like diamonds, tables were covered in silk linens, and billionaires from around the world gathered to celebrate a high-profile business deal. Among the guests was Khalid Al Mansour, a wealthy billionaire known not only for his fortune, but also for his arrogance. He believed money could buy him respect, attention, and even the right to look down on others. But little did he know, that evening, a young waitress would teach him a lesson he would never forget. Her name was Amara, a 19-year-old student working part-time as a waitress. She came from a humble background. Her parents had sacrificed everything to send her abroad for education. To cover her expenses, she worked shifts at the hotel, serving guests who often overlooked her presence. But Amara was no ordinary waitress. She had dreams bigger than the banquet hall, and behind her calm smile was a sharp mind. What nobody knew was that she had spent years mastering multiple languages, including fluent Arabic. That night, as she walked between tables, balancing trays and jotting down orders, she approached Khalid's table. He smiled, not the kind of smile that comes from kindness, but one that hinted at mockery. Thinking she wouldn't understand a single word, he whispered in Arabic to his friends, "Look at this girl, working here in front of us billionaires. She probably doesn't even know what we're saying. Poor thing, serving drinks while we talk about millions." The men around the table chuckled, amused by his arrogance. Amara's hands trembled for a second, but she kept her composure. She continued to write his order as though she hadn't heard a word. But inside, she had heard everything, every single word, and she decided she wouldn't let it pass. When Khalid leaned back in his chair, satisfied with his little joke, Amara looked him straight in the eye. In flawless Arabic, she responded with confidence, "Sir, I may be serving you today, but remember, respect is worth more than all the money in the world. And sometimes, the one you look down on may know far more than you think." The entire table went silent. The laughter froze on the faces of Khalid's friends. For the first time in years, Khalid's smug smile disappeared. His eyes widened in disbelief. Guests nearby turned their heads, curious about what just happened. Some even started clapping quietly, impressed by the young waitress's courage. Khalid shifted uncomfortably in his chair. He had never expected someone he mocked to respond so powerfully and in his own language. Amara, however, didn't lose her calm. She politely placed the menu on the table and added in Arabic, "Now, sir, would you like me to repeat your order to make sure I got it right?" That moment spread across the room like wildfire. Whispers filled the hall. People admired Amara's boldness. The billionaire who had mocked her was now the one embarrassed. Instead of responding with anger, Khalid surprised everyone. He slowly leaned forward and said in Arabic, You speak our language so well. I misjudged you, and maybe I misjudged life itself." For the rest of the evening, Khalid was unusually quiet. He no longer looked down on the staff. In fact, when the event ended, he walked up to Amara and said, "Thank you for reminding me that respect cannot be bought." Amara simply smiled, bowed politely, and went back to her work, knowing she had turned humiliation into empowerment. That night, she went home not just with tips in her pocket, but with a story that would inspire thousands. That courage, intelligence, and self-respect will always silence arrogance. And that's the lesson here. Never underestimate someone just because of their job, background, or appearance. Respect is a universal language that speaks louder than wealth. And sometimes, the most powerful response comes when you least expect it. Because in the end, The billionaire may have had money, but the waitress had dignity. And that's how a young waitress turned the tables on a billionaire, proving that respect is far more valuable than wealth. So, what do you think about Amara's bold reply? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more inspiring stories, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message today. Remember, money can buy luxury, but only character earns respect. See you in the next story.